My neighbor installed a bright security light that shined directly into my bedroom. I didn't complain. Instead, I installed a giant mirror that reflected the light right back into his bedroom. The next morning, he came over yelling, "Turn that thing off." I replied, "No, you first." It happened in a quiet suburb near Denver, Colorado. I've lived here for years, and for the most part, it's been peaceful. My neighbors keep to themselves, and I've always been the kind of person who avoids drama. But then one day, things changed. A few months ago, my next door neighbor, whom I'll call Gary, decided to install one of those ridiculously bright security lights outside his garage. I didn't think much of it at first. People want to feel safe, and that's normal. But as the days passed, I started noticing something that quickly turned into a major problem. This security light wasn't just lighting up his driveway. It was shining directly into my bedroom window. At first, I tried to ignore it. I thought maybe it was just temporary, or that he would move it once he realized how annoying it was. But no, it didn't move, and the light was blinding. Every night my bedroom felt like I was sleeping in broad daylight. I tried everything. I shut the curtains as tightly as I could, but the light still seeped through the edges and hit me straight in the face. I even tried sleeping with a pillow over my head, but nothing worked. For context, I'm in my late 40s, and I've got a pretty demanding job. I need my sleep, good solid sleep, the kind where you wake up and actually feel rested. But no, I wasn't getting that. Night after night, day after day, I'd lie awake in bed, staring at the ceiling just waiting for the light to go off. It was unbearable. I didn't want to complain at first, it felt petty. I'm not one of those people who likes to cause problems, and I knew confronting Gary about it might make things awkward. He's one of those guys who thinks he knows everything, always talking about how safe his house is, and how high-tech his security system is. It's like he's trying to prove something. So I thought maybe he didn't even realize how annoying the light was. I'd give him some time, and maybe he'd figure it out on his own. But 2 weeks passed, 2 weeks of being kept up until the early morning staring at that damn light. I started getting grumpy. The frustration was building, and I realized I couldn't just keep dealing with this. I needed to do something, but I didn't want to just complain or go on about it like some weakling. No, I wanted to make sure he understood how bad this was. That's when I got an idea. Instead of confronting him, I figured out a way to make him experience the exact same thing I was, a taste of his own medicine, if you will. I had this giant mirror in my garage. It was one of those full-length mirrors that had been collecting dust for years. I never really liked it. It was too big for my taste but perfect for this situation. So I hauled it out of the garage and started planning. The idea was simple. The light wasn't the problem. It was where it was aimed. If I could somehow redirect the light back at him, maybe he'd finally get the message. So I carried the mirror to the edge of our property line right next to the fence between our houses, and angled it just right. I knew exactly where to place it, so that it would reflect the light directly back into his bedroom. The light would shine into the mirror, and the mirror would send it straight to his window. I felt a rush of satisfaction. It was brilliant really, a little petty maybe, but honestly at that point I didn't care. I was sick of the sleepless nights, and wanted him to know what it felt like. I didn't wait long to see if it worked. That night, I went to bed trying to act casual like I hadn't just set up a mini revenge scheme. Sure enough, around 2 a.m. I heard it, the sound of someone banging on my door. I knew exactly who it was. I opened the door slowly, pretending to be half asleep. Gary was standing there, his face red with anger. "What the hell, man?" he shouted. "Turn that damn light off." I played dumb. "What light? You know what light?" He pointed toward my front yard at the mirror, reflecting his precious